What's going on, goons and goblins? Welcome to our Chucky TV series, episode 4 review. So overall, this episode was pretty okay. I think I probably liked the last episode a little bit better, but no, it's fine. It's just on track with the rest of them. So I got my notes here, and I'm gonna go over it and talk about it, say what we thought. So let's see. Um, So we start off with the aftermath of the fire that we had at the last episode, and Jake is talking with Lexi because she knows that Chucky is alive now, and she's gonna go like tell, she's like, I'm telling, pretty much, and he's like, no, don't do it, they'll think you're crazy, they won't believe you. And I'm thinking in my head the whole time, like, just fucking let her, dude. Let her go be crazy. We wanted her dead, right? So this is basically as good as dead. They're either gonna lock her up, or they're not gonna believe her, or she's just gonna look like an idiot, right? So I was like, just let her go. They have a kind of a weird team up in this episode because it's like she pieces it together, and she calls Jake out for it, like, you tried to get me killed. But at the same time, she's like, okay, so I'm going to hang out with you. I guess it's one of those keep your friends close and your enemies closer type things, but I just found it kind of strange that they teamed up like they did. But we got some good scenes out of it, but we'll get there. Or one good scene. Let's see. So she pointed this out. She said, why isn't Lexi in the hospital? Because she was like at the ground zero, like the start of the fire. So if anybody should have problems with their lungs, it should have been her. But I guess there's the story reasons, like it's what she said, as to why she's okay. Yeah, plot wise, because they wanted her to be doing other stuff, and so it was very strange, like how everybody else just, well, specifically the little girl and Jake's cousin were very hurt by the fire. So then this is just a little side note. The Sci-Fi app, it kind of sucks. We were able to watch this on the Sci-Fi app, but it kept buffering occasionally. And it's not our internet. It's just a streaming service app problem. AMC's app does this a lot. They don't post the new episodes to YouTube anymore. So let me know where you watch them. Just on regular fucking cable TV. I would assume the majority, right? But that's not, we just don't have cable. That's old news. That's old to us. So I found it interesting that the detective is like buying the whole Chucky. It seems like he's starting to think that the doll could be alive, because out of all the Chucky stuff that we've seen, I don't think that we've ever seen a detective or something already.
Nobody believes it until they see it.
Yeah.
Basically, nobody.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
Nobody just takes anyone's word for it.
Yeah, at least especially the adults. So it's interesting. I hope that they keep on that line and the detective investigating. So then we got another cool intro. Of course, this one was needles and scalpel blades because it was mostly hospital themed.
Love it. It's just such a nice detail.
Yeah. And this is just while we're talking about the hospital. I think I have this later on in my notes. This hospital is very strangely lit, I feel. Maybe it's just like a upper class hospital, that I haven't personally been in, but they have like the red lights like all on the outside, and then on the inside, I know it's probably just to make it look like, creepy or whatever, but it's like very dim, and it's just very strange. There's no good lighting, especially whenever they're doing the procedures on Jake's cousin, Junior. You would think they would need good lighting to see where to put the needle in the tube down the throat, which they do have the spotlight thing off to the side, but it's just still so like dark and eerie. But they're setting the atmosphere. Another thing too, just a side thing I thought of, I like whenever Chucky, I always say it about the music, but whenever he trickles in the background, that little theme that they have play, I know probably most people know what I'm talking about. I like that a lot. So yeah, I said I already have this note in here. I already talked about it. The Lexi team up was kind of weird, but keep your friends close, enemies closer. Like I said, I like the interaction between the parents. Whenever, yeah, it's nice it makes it feel like less of a like a teenager, like teen show. whenever you bring the parents into it like this. And I think their interactions are more interesting than the kids at some points anyway. Uh, I like when the dad, he comes out, he says like, you know what, fuck you, or something. He's just like, he's had enough. He's like, you know what, fuck you, just breaks the whole adult act, you know. So yeah, all of that in the hospital was really good. Let's see. We see Jennifer and Nika, you know, everybody's looking forward to seeing them. Not really. We see them in the internet, like, search whenever the boyfriend, Devin's looking into
the boyfriend, they're not dating.
Oh, they'll get there.
I want them to. I just want them to kiss already. Just get over it.
Yeah, I'm still unsure if I like Jake as his actor. Some of the I don't know the lines they give him. It's just something just feels off with him. Sometimes, but then again, he's got like an anxiety disorder, whatever. He's kind of a little bit twitchy, you know. He's young,
I like him.
Young kid, so yeah, I'm still unsure. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying I'm not. It's a mix for me. Let's see. I like the line from the kid in the orphanage whenever Charles, you know, he's starting to look more like the Charles we know. You know, he's got the long hair and everything, which is cool. And also, he had. I'm pretty sure. It's just on the nose, but I'm pretty sure he had red shoes. The teenager, like Charles or adolescent Charles, had little red, like Chucky looking shoes. But no, I like the line from the little kid in the orphanage. She was cracking up at it whenever I guess we can assume Charles like has his bad language has rubbed off on him, and she comes in, she asks like, how are you liking the story or something, right? And the kid's like, oh, it's fucking fantastic. Really like like really quick reaction to it. Fucking fantastic. That's funny. And then yeah, we called it earlier that Charles was gonna have an abusive like male figure in his life. And but they were brief about it, so it wasn't too much like, oh yeah, okay, I get it, you know, I get why he had the thing with Jake. They just kind of briefly showed it. The guy that he ends up killing later, I think. And then I like the shot.
What the hell are you talking about? Abusive?
The guy who messed up his shoes at the orphanage.
That ain't fucking abusive.
Well, you got the sense that he was bullying him, he was pestering him. That's why he went and killed him.
Yes, but abusive, that's not the word I would use.
He was picking on him. Abusive
and picking on is not the same thing.
He was giving him shit. And then I like the cut where they blend the doll face with the adolescent Charles face as well. And then so we get the reveal, we get the burn face Chucky doll, which was cool. And I wouldn't be too surprised, although I think they already did this kind of twist in Cult. But I wouldn't be surprised if we got multiple dolls running around, because it's just a little bit strange how he was at the hospital, the doll was, and then he is at the house, you know. I wouldn't be surprised at some point if they pull out another doll with a better face that comes in or something like that, you know, since we do have all the dolls, you know, loose running around. But yeah, seeing the burn face Chucky was cool. Takes you back to the first movie when he's all burned up, and probably at some other point too. And yeah, so they were making a big deal like about Jake letting Lexi go on the rafters or whatever. And she would have been fine from this fall. I don't even think she probably would have like twisted an ankle, you know, maybe at most. It wouldn't have killed her. No. But they were acting like it would. But
if she would have fell like blatantly, but the fact that she was hanging, she had all that distance between her whole body and then Jake's arm length, she would have landed on her leg and maybe like broke her ankle or something, but ended up falling and landing on her ass probably, but she wouldn't have died, I don't think.
Yeah, but I get what they were going for with Chucky being there to ag him on, you know. So, and then we get a line from the detective. It just took me back to one of my favorite lines from Child's Play. Overall.
Shut up! I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he comes to pick up the doll in the burned house and get them out of there, and he goes like, "Oh, what an ugly doll." And I don't know if that was a callback on purpose. I kind of don't think so.
I think it is. I think every little thing is.
Yeah, it could be so. But in Child's Play 1, he goes, there's an old lady in the elevator, and she goes, "What an ugly doll," and she walks away, and Chucky goes, "Fuck you." I fucking love that line. I laughed so hard when I saw that.
I also talk about how ugly he is in Bride of Chucky, where his face is all sewed together. The people who try to rob the main characters, can't remember what their names are.
I don't know.
But you remember when they're in the newlywed hotel?
Oh yeah.
And then there's that other couple in there who ends up taking his wallet.
Well, this is
Tiffany kills them by throwing the champagne bottle.
Yeah.
That couple.
Yeah.
She's talking about how cute Tiffany is, and she's like talking about how ugly Chucky is. Somebody says it's only a face a mother could love.
Yeah. So yeah, that was great. And then we get the cop's death. Now this is another thing where, you can't take it too seriously. None of these movies have ever been really, I mean, maybe it's the earlier ones, but none of them have really ever been made to take too serious. But I thought that the death of the cop was, again, I know they're trying to do some creative stuff, and it's not like all that hyper, realistic. It's just kind of silly, fun slasher kills. But it was a little bit, what the fuck, like him throwing the scalpel blade. Okay, I can believe it would probably stick in his back. Those are just ridiculous.
But when he just flopped down on it.
Yeah, and he flopped down on it, and all the needles and stuff, the craziness with the needles, okay.
The needles was fine, but it was him bleeding from every orifice that he had.
Yeah, that was the strangest.
Even under his nails, he was bleeding from under his nails.
That was the strangest thing to me, yeah. When the blood comes out of the eyes and the ears and the nails, it's like you can't even see okay, I see what they were going for. I guess they just wanted a lot of blood, but I don't know anybody who would think that would result in that kind of
maybe we're stupid, but I don't think so.
But yeah, okay, so it's just it's silly fun to a degree, right? So and this was just another interesting thing. I don't know if there's any relevance to it, but the kid that is a little bit touched at the orphanage as well, that Chucky also mentors there,
that he gives a hand to.
He gives him a hand. His name was Andy, so yeah, it's just an Easter egg little thing there, I guess, interesting. And then the last shot with Chucky was really funny, with him giving the finger, of course, although, it's, if you think about it, it's like he assumed that that black kid knew that he was alive or whatever and just went for it anyway. I don't know. But again, that's overthinking it. I did like the last shot a lot.
So
it's going to be the thumbnail.
The only thing that I'm wondering about is, now that Lexi knows and Jake is working with Lexi and he's made it clear to Chucky that he's not going to kill Lexi, or at least that we know of. So does that mean Jake is now a target?
What, because he's not helping Chucky anymore?
I mean, yeah, he's blatantly trying to stop him, so...
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I would have liked to see it kind of go the other way,
Maybe his first kill will technically be killing Chucky.
Yeah, like I said, that's fine. They can give Jake...
That's gonna be his line, when he's in... when Glenda kills Chucky, and he's like, what do you say, attaboy?
Yeah. Maybe
it's the same thing, because he's always said, no, I'm not like you. He's going to say something like, yeah, you are like me, or you are a natural killer, or some shit like that.
Yeah. I don't know if that would feel too overdone or not, but yeah, that could happen. I just, they can give Jake a kill with Chucky, that's fine. As long as, like I said, the beautiful part, I think I've said it before, of having all the multiple dolls is fucking... Nika, I guess, Jennifer, depending on what side she's on, I really don't know, how her loyalties are going to fall. But as long as at least fucking Andy gets the last kill, and fucking Colin, she can get one too. But yeah, I want it to be like an Avengers team up. I want all of these. I want Andy, fucking Nika.
I thought Nika
Colin
was possessed by Chucky.
Yeah, but somehow she'll get unpossessed, something like that maybe. I don't know. At some point she'll get unpossessed.
I mean, what episode are we on?
They all team up. It was episode 4 out of 10. So we still got a ways to go. I'm not thinking...
6 episodes for some heavy plot to come through with Nika, and I don't think Jennifer Tilly will have too much plot, but Nika definitely will. And if they're continuing on with these other dolls and stuff, It's a lot of plot for 6 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't think they'll come in until like the maybe last 2 or 3. Those characters, the cult characters from the story bleeding over from that movie. But yeah, as long as they all get a kill, they all should have a final showdown against a bunch of Chucky dolls. I've taken time to become accustomed to the idea of the multiple doll thing. At one point, I would have thought it was fucking stupid, but now that we have all these characters coming together, and even Jake can be in there against the dolls. I want to fucking team up with a bunch of dolls and they're all just fucking hacking them to pieces. I think that'd be some good fun for hopefully the last, cherry on top of the franchise.
Someone said, which I think is far-fetched, but someone said that they think it's a conspiracy theory that the teacher that was talking to Jake, the one who was like putting Lexi in her place, the redhead teacher, that's Glenda.
Oh, maybe I would like
want
to
to see Glenda. Yeah. I mean, they brought them up. They could bring them in doll form, or what they left off in the twins form, human form, where they're
all there.
Well, I'm assuming, which I'm not even 100% clear about that. I'm assuming that because they're gender fluid, whatever gender they really feel like being more of, they would transfer their soul into that. I don't know how that.
Yeah, I would like to see more from them. I'm not really on the side of saying that, yeah, we probably will, but I would like to see it, maybe if they got a season 2, but at the same time, I'm okay with this just being one season as long as they, get an ending. I wouldn't want them to have have a cliffhanger on the end of the season and not be able to finish it with like a season 2 or something. But no, I don't think so. Everybody's really passionate and involved with this, it would seem. So yeah, it's going to be super awesome. I think we can expect probably start seeing Jennifer and Chucky's flashbacks and stuff like that. So,
I'm ready.
Coming up. So yeah, a lot to look forward to. Looking forward to the rest of the show. Let us know what you thought about it, and we'll see you for the next one.